So glad you're back on this Monday. As we continue to look at the book of Luke, we are wrapping up chapter 4 today, looking at verses 38 through 44. On Friday, we saw the passage where Jesus cast out the demon in the from the man at the Capernaum synagogue, and today we're going to continue to see more healings that he did. What we read Friday and what we are reading today is very much connected. Let's get started with just the first two verses. There are a couple healing passages and then a summary of the whole chapter. So let's start with verse 38. And he arose and left the synagogue and entered Simon's house. Now Simon's mother-in-law was ill with a high fever, and they appealed to him on her behalf. And he stood over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her. And immediately she rose and began to serve them. This is the first mention of any of the disciples' name, Simon being the first one, who we also know as Peter. Tomorrow we'll read of the call of Peter. This and the previous section is very much connected. In that one, Jesus cast out demons. This one, he is casting out a fever. Notice the use of the words that he shows. He rebuked the demon, and here it says he rebuked the fever. Again, showing that both of them are caused by evil. They are a result of sin in this world, and he has come to set the captives free from sin, from the result of sin, now in part, eternally one day in heaven. Let's continue with verses 40 and 41. Now when the sun was setting, all those who had any who were sick with various diseases brought them to him, and he laid his hands on every one of them and healed them. And demons also came out of many, crying, "You are the Son of God." But he rebuked them and would not allow them to speak, because they knew that he was the Christ. At the end of the day after he cast out the demon in the synagogue, that he healed Simon's mother-in-law, we see the sun setting. It is now the end of the Sabbath, and because of that, the restrictions on travel and walking so many steps, those man-made rules, had been removed. So people were coming to him in order that he might heal, cast out demons, whatever it is. It says that he laid hands on every one of them who were sick, and he healed them. And the demons he rebuked, he cast out. And he rebuked them, not to say who he was. Like the other one, who claimed that who said that Jesus was the Christ. So also with this one, but again, Jesus doesn't let them speak because he doesn't want who he is to be proclaimed by the demons who are trying to stop that from his word from going out. And instead, for people to discover and to realize who he is on their own. By the way, no human being speaks about Jesus being the Christ until Peter does with his great confession right before the Mount of Transfiguration part. Let's wrap up with the final 3 verses. And when it was day, he departed and went into a desolate place, and the people sought him and came to him and would have kept him from leaving them. But he said, I must preach the good news of the kingdom of God and to the other towns as well. For I was sent for this purpose. And he was preaching in the synagogues of Judea. They wanted to keep him there, but he stated his purpose. It was necessary for him to share the good news of the kingdom of God to other towns. And that's what he was doing. What is this good news of the kingdom of God? It's what he came to do, fulfilling Isaiah chapter 61, setting the captives free from their illness and their disease, but more so free from their sins and that separation from God that their sinfulness had caused. It's pointing forward to the redemption of Jesus. That is what the kingdom of God is. It's the redemption that is coming to all people through Jesus. Tomorrow we start with chapter 5. I hope to see you then.